The June primary is just 12 days away, and congressional seats are up for grabs again, including California's Congressional District 13. There are 4 candidates in the race whose names you will see on your ballot, and 3 of them have raised more than $100,000, according to FEC filings. To help you get to know them just a little bit better, here's ABC 10's Gabriel Porras.
Proposition 50 changed District 13 this election to include parts of Stockton. It follows what was the tightest House race in the country in 2024. Democrat Adam Gray won by just a few hundred votes, and this year there are new candidates in the race. Republican candidate Kevin Lincoln is a veteran. He was the former mayor of Stockton and in 2024 lost a bid to represent California's 9th district in Congress. Lincoln says his time in local government has shaped how he would lead in Washington, D.C.
The key issues I'll be focused on as elected is representing and being a voice, a strong voice for our Valley farmers and ranchers. Also focusing on economic development opportunities through workforce development opportunities, making sure that our region is strong, making sure our region has the workforce to continue to move it forward.
Democratic candidate Adam Gray is the incumbent in the race, the current representative for the 13th district. He hopes to keep his seat and says his focus would be on bipartisanship.
People have to stop this constant fighting and start working to actually improve people's lives, and that's the example I've tried to set by finding opportunities for bipartisan legislation. And I think we need to be laser focused on making life more affordable.
Republican candidate Vin Crudiventi is a business owner. He lost a 2024 bid to represent the state's 14th congressional district. He says he is not a politician and hopes that appeals to voters.
Economy, number 1. Water would be number 2. And up and down the valley, people talk about homelessness. Like it's real, right? People are hurting. People are worried about losing their health care. People are worried about, when's the next meal going to come from?
What makes you qualified to represent this district, especially since Prop 50 drastically changed lines across the state?
I'm not looking for my next job. I made my money somewhere. It is my time now to give it back to the country that gave me everything. I work across party lines. I'm getting nonpartisan support, across the board.
I grew up in this district. My family's been here running a business in agriculture for the last several generations. I've got local teachers in my family and folks who really understand this community. I understand this community. I went to public schools here. I grew up here. I went to high school here. I went to Merced College. So, I do understand this district. I live in this district. I think that's important. And I think people deserve a representative who is one of them in their own community.
I'm from this district. This is my home district. And my grandfather, he worked over 40 years at a local cannery in this district. I'm a 3rd generation Valley resident of this district, and there'd be no greater honor to go back to Washington and serve this district as their next congressional representative.
Kevin Lincoln has picked up endorsements from President Donald Trump, Speaker Mike Johnson, and the California Republican Party. Vin Crudiventi is endorsed by CPAC and by San Joaquin, Merced, and Madera County Young Republicans. At least 10 Valley mayors have endorsed Adam Gray, and so has the California Farm Bureau. Your district is in the farming capital of the world. What would you do to help farmers and those who are doing that work?
Look, I think we've got to solve this immigration issue, and I voted for a lot of bills to increase security so that we have a secure border, and I think that's important. But we've not adequately addressed the fact that there's a lot of people coming here, working hard, trying to contribute to our local economy, to the ag economy, and we got to give them status.
There are 5 ag counties in our congressional district, and our farmers and our ranchers, they need more water storage, they need smart infrastructure, and they need less regulations as well.
Central Valley Project, which is under federal control, and State Water Project we have no control over. It took 30 years before the construction started, and it's not in the district. So one of my priorities would be to work across the party lines, build a coalition to make sure we have another project like that in the valley. We got to make sure we have funds allocated for surface water storage, groundwater recharge, and dredging.
Across the valley, affordability is a top concern, and each candidate has a different approach.
It's a multi-pronged approach, right? One of the things that we have to do to lower the overall cost is improve the economy of the district. Central Valley feeds half of the nation, but we've got the highest poverty rate at 20%, highest employment rate at 18%.
People are feeling pain at the pump. They're feeling the rising cost of groceries, the rising cost of utilities. And so we need to make sure that we're lowering the cost of living by cutting taxes, by eliminating burdensome regulations. These are things that help drive down inflation.
Things get expensive when you put too many burdens on building, producing, et cetera. And frankly, in the San Joaquin Valley, which is the most productive agricultural valley in the world, I think we understand that better than most.
According to FEC filings, Adam Gray has raised more than $3.2 million. Kevin Lincoln has raised more than $1.2 million, and Vin Kritavuti has raised more than $876,000. Others running in this race can be found over at abc10.com. And there is a lot to know about the candidates running in our local congressional races. Be sure to watch our election special on Congress this Saturday at 10 p.m. And it's streaming on the free ABC 10 app as well.